Live. This is number 162 YouTube Live Yoga Routine. And before we begin, I want to share a quote from Joyce Meyer. And this quote is basically saying, Jesus is yoga. Now, if you're a Christian, you're going to say, what? Yeah, you're going to say, what? But yoga just means oneness. The mind and body's one. And for someone that does yoga, not through Christianity, but when they do yoga, they get this mindset of oneness, where the mind and body is one. And that's how they live life. They live life in this oneness. In theory, that's how they should live life. And this is the quote. Jesus is a divine guest inside you all the time. I'm sorry, I messed that up. Jesus is a divine guest inside of you all the time. One who loves, understands, sees, and hears you. He wants to live in oneness with you, to be the centerpiece of everything you do. He wants to live in oneness with you. When I read that, I was reminded that is how the Christian, in theory, should live his or her life, in oneness with God. For the Christian, God is Jesus. So in oneness with Jesus. And that is yoga. In a sense, if you strip everything down, Jesus is yoga. Now, it seems like two different things, because language, once you use language, it separates it. And it seems like two. There's Jesus and the Christian. But in Christian theology, the Christian no longer lives, but Christ lives in the Christian. That's what Joyce Meyer is saying. It's biblical. That is in Galatians 2:20, for example, where Paul said, I have been crucified with Christ. I no longer live, but Christ lives within me, or something along those lines. So I no longer live, but Christ lives within me. And that's what Joyce Meyer is saying. Jesus, let me see. Let's see the quote again. Jesus wants to live in oneness with you. He wants to live in oneness with you. So go through the daily activities of your life with you as one, and that's yoga. Now, that is how a Christian experiences yoga, through their belief system. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I don't personally believe in Jesus in that way, but it doesn't matter what I believe, because that is one of our family members' way of believing. And what I mean by family member, I mean humanity. And yoga is about supporting all the paths with God, or with this oneness, just in case you're an atheist. If you're an atheist, you're with this oneness too. You're part of the human family too, man. So today we're gonna do 2 sun salutations like we've been doing. I've been doing this a lot, mainly because of the camera. I can't do certain things with this camera. I have videos on YouTube where it's a full length routine. I don't know if I do. I was just thinking, do I do a shoulder stand? I'll probably do a shoulder stand somewhere. But the camera limits on what I can do. It's a cheap camera, and I'll eventually get a better camera. But it doesn't matter, because yoga is about the mind and body connecting. And that's what we're here doing, experiencing yoga, doing yoga. Yoga is not the poses. Yoga is when the mind and body connects. So no matter what pose you're doing or poses that you're doing, you can do yoga. And besides, it's morning time, and sun salutations are appropriate. A lot of times. I do sun salutations during I do sun salutations at night too. So anyways, we're going to begin mountain pose, 2 sun salutations, go into mountain pose again, then easy pose, and do some stretching and movements within the easy pose, and then seal it up in a yogic seal, and that will be it. So let's go ahead and begin. Then I'll stuff off your shirt, pull up your pants. We'll do yoga like that. Okay, no, I'm not. If I was doing yoga on camera, I would pull my pants. I would do that. So feet are shoulder width apart. Toes go up. Spread the toes as wide as you can. Then each toe touches the floor one at a time. Knees are bent. Hips are tilted. No tension in the arms or the shoulders or the neck. And this is the mountain pose. So the mountain pose, you're lining yourself up and then letting the bones settle on top of each other, where the skeleton is just standing. So if you were just the skeleton, you're finding that spot where the skeleton just stands. So there's no tension anywhere. You just focus on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. And that is the link that allows the mind and body to become one, which is yoga. Because when you're focused 100% on the breathing, judgment can't come in, the energy of control can't come in, trying to be somewhere can't come in. All those barriers cannot come in. And those are barriers that will prevent the mind and body from becoming one. So we get rid of them by focusing 100% on the breathing, then the mind and body becomes one, and that is yoga. Bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Push the arms out, up and back. Inhale as much as you can. And then exhale. As you exhale, you hinge forward from the lower back. You're reaching out, back is straight. And then you're just going to fall into the ragdoll. Now with the ragdoll, you just release. You let the arms dangle, you let the head dangle. Now think of the lower back and just release the tension. Just let the body fall where the body falls. Don't judge it. Doesn't matter if you're not going down far. Doesn't matter if you're going down as far as you can. You're doing the pose so-called perfectly. Let go of that too, because that's judgment. Letting go of judgment and just focus on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. I've said that, maybe 8 times now, 9 times. This is important. Now palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. You're going to arch the back, raise the head. Inhale as much as you can here. Then exhale, as you exhale, you pull yourself down and in. And foreheads go to the knees, get all the air out. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale as much as you can. And then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in and down, push all the air out. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Then exhale, pull yourself in and down, push all the air out. And then we're going to do 2 more. Arch the back, raise the head, inhale. And then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. Remember, focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. Then arch the back, raise the head. Last one. Then exhale, pull yourself in and down, push all the air out. And then once all the air goes out, then just continue to breathe, focusing on the breathing. Now this pose is important, standing forward bend, because it makes you aware of subtleness. So you're 100% focused on the breathing. But when you inhale, your belly swells with air and it pushes you out of the pose slightly. When you exhale, the belly goes in and you go back into the pose. It's a subtle movement. You let it happen and you become aware of it. You're not focused on it. You're just aware of it. And you're aware of it because you're focused 100% on the breathing. And this awareness is what you learn on the yoga mat. So when you're off the yoga mat, you are aware of subtle things that are happening around you. So palms down to the feet, sides of the feet, Left leg is back into a low lunge. With the low lunge, the back foot, up the foot to the floor, the knees to the floor. Hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. The back is straight or arched. The back is straight, you're reaching out, you're elongating. If it's arched, you're doing a scoop. And you're doing a scoop by pushing the hip bones forward. Back arches, head goes up. Make sure the front knee is not over the toes. And just feel open. Let go of judgment. Let go of trying to be somewhere. Once you're settled in the pose, you just accept where you are and you focus on the breathing. Here, you're feeling opened. Feeling openness. And this is a mindset that we're learning. So when you're off the yoga mat, you feel opened. Throughout the day, you feel open to new ideas, just a new way of thinking, new adventures. And you also do that because you're accepting. Once you accept, that allows you to feel open. So the body does not dictate whether you are open or not. It's a mindset. So with the back foot, curl the toes under, knee goes up, high lunge. So in the high lunge for a second or so, then into the downward dog. With the downward dog, you're pushing into the pose. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels are towards the floor. The head is dangling, so there's no tension in the neck. And you are pushing into this pose, but you're pushing to the spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle there, and just focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but the breathing. Again, you are feeling open in this pose. The pose does not dictate whether you feel open or not. So you are closing up in the pose. But once you accept where you are, boom, you tap into openness. Acceptance allows openness. And then you're going to slide into the upper dog, drop down to the knees and the chest, slide up. Tops of the feet are to the floor. Of course, the palms are to the floor. Again, you're open here. Now, if this pose is too much, you're going to go to the hands and knees, and you do the cow. Don't judge it. Just because you have to do the cow doesn't mean nothing. It's okay. It doesn't matter because we're doing yoga. Yoga is not the poses. Yoga is when the mind and body connects. Or you do the small cobra. So you're on your belly, palms are to the floor, and you're pulling up, getting the chest off the floor. Or just do the upper dog the best you can. And just focus on the breathing. Back to downward dog, pushing into it. Really, really push into it. And then settle, accept, and focus on the breathing. Again, you're pushing to the spot right before you feel like you shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle there, and then just focus on the breathing. And then the left foot is up between the hands into a low lunge. With the low lunge, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward diagonally. Back is straight or arch. The back is straight. You're reaching out. You're elongating. You're stretching out. If it's arch, you're doing a scoop and hip bones pushing forward diagonally. Back is arching. Head is going up. And make sure the front knee not over the toes. Again, you're feeling open. So no matter where you are in this pose, just accept it. Let go of judgment. Even if you're feeling like, man, I'm doing this perfectly. That's judgment too. That is not what we're doing. That will prevent the mind and body that will prevent the mind and body from connecting. That's one. Judgment. Any type of judgment during the yoga routine will prevent the mind and body from connecting. Again, feel opened, accept all positive qualities that you're learning on the yoga mat. So when you're off the yoga mat, that's what you're doing. You're feeling open. You're accepting. I'm not saying you're accepting things that happen towards you negatively, but you're accepting things are happening, but they're not you. Don't take them in. Accept them over there. Hey, that's happening. That's over there. Many times we think, hey, and we make it part of us. That negative energy becomes part of us. That's not what we're doing. We're accepting it over there, keeping it over there. And then high lunge. So here for a second or so. Then standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down and focus on the breathing. Remember, the body does not dictate whether you feel open. So in this pose, technically, the body is closing up. But once you accept where you are in the pose, boom, you are opened. That is an important mindset to learn on the yoga mat. Because when you're in the so-called real world, and you're in a specific job, for example, or a situation where you feel enclosed, accept, boom, you will be open. And then you will see a way out. That's how it works. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. And exhale. One more sun salutation, and we're going to move into this one quicker. Inhale, exhale, hinge forward. Standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. Once all the air goes out, just release and just breathe normally. Normal. Not sure if normally is a word. Even though I said it. Left leg is back. I think normally is a word. Don't know, don't care. Just breathe like you are breathing in a normal way. Feel open in your inhale. You inhale here. Once you inhale as much as you can, boom, relax and just breathe. Then high lunge, downward dog. Push all the air out, get all the air out. Once all the air goes out, boom, just breathe. Focus on the breathing. Normally is a word. I just thought about it. That is a word. Then you slide into the upper dog. Opening up, inhaling as much as you can, then boom. Release. And just breathe. Focus on the breathing. Then back to downward dog. Pushing all the air out. Get all the air out. Once all the air goes out, breathe. And just focus on the breathing. Then left foot is up between the hands. Low lunge, feeling open, inhaling as much as you can. Once you inhale as much as you can, relax. And then just breathe normally. Normally is a word. Didn't sound right when I first said it, and I was like, that is a word. I always say that. I always say the word. Then high lunge. Maybe it's not. And then exhale, get all the air out. And then boom. Just relax and breathe. Remember, 100% focus on the breathing. Palms together, reach out. Upper back, inhale. Then exhale. Then back to mountain pose. Now, mountain pose. Remember, feet are shoulder width apart, toes go up, spread the toes, and get each toe to the floor one at a time. Knees are bent, hips are tilted. No tension in the arms, or the shoulders, or the neck. And just find that spot where the skeleton stands. And then we're going to go to easy pose. So if you're on a mat, you go to the back of the mat. I go to the front. Or you can go to the front, it doesn't matter. So be in front of the camera. Then the easy pose is the modification of the lotus. So just get comfortable. As comfortable as you can. That means you might lean back like this. That means you might get your back against the wall. One leg might be out. Doesn't matter. Just get comfortable. Do the best you can. Yoga is about the mind and body connecting. Yoga is not about doing a pose perfectly. That's not yoga. At least that's not how I teach yoga. Yoga is the mind and body connects. Now, that is a way to think of yoga. And people do that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's cool too. I don't want to take that away from anyone. But the way we're doing yoga is letting the mind and body connect as one. That's what you're learning on the yoga routine. You're moving in these poses, letting the mind and body be one. So when you're in the real world and you're moving throughout the day, your mind and body is one too. Yoga is not these specific poses. Yoga is when the mind and body connect as one. So back is straight, hands are to your knees, or you're modifying it however you have to. And just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but the breathing. Now tilt the head to the right ears to the right shoulder, lift shoulders down, back is straight, shoulders are level, and just focus on the breathing. And when you focus on the breathing, it heightens your awareness and it lets you be aware of the stretch in the left side of the neck. It allows you to be aware of maybe an issue you have in your so-called lower back or your shoulder or wherever. But you are not those things. You're just aware of them. And then bring the head to center, tilt the head to the left ears to left shoulder, right shoulder stays down, back is straight, shoulders are level. And you're focused 100% on the breathing. And again, that heightens your awareness. Makes you aware of the stretch that's happening in the right side of the neck. Or it makes you aware of so-called issues that you may have in your body. So aching back, a hurt knee, whatever it may be. But what we're learning here is deeper than that. You're learning that you are not those things. So when you're off the yoga mat, I keep on saying in the yoga mat, but when you're off the yoga mat and you're in the so-called real world, you are not your so-called issues. That's what you're learning. Then bring the head to center and tilt the head back. Now here, you're not jarring the head back. Chin is going straight up, back straight, and just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. And then bring the head down, chin's going to the chest, keep the back straight, and just focus on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. Bring the head to center, and then neck rolls. Drop the head to the right, down and around. When the head drops down and goes around, you're exhaling. As the head goes up and back, you're inhaling. And you're linking the movement with the breathing. So what happens is that the movement is no longer just a movement. The stretching is no longer just stretching. It's becoming a form of a moving meditation because your focus is 100% on the breathing. And that heightens your awareness. And then when the head goes to the top, you're going to reverse, and the head drops down, you exhale. The head goes up, you inhale. Again, focus 100% on the breathing, linking the movement with the breathing. That allows the movement to become a form of a moving meditation. And that happens because you're focused on breathing. Makes you aware of the movement. And the movements are no longer just movements. It's a meditation. Then when the head goes to the top, bring yourself to center. Shoulder shrug, shoulders to the ears, back, down, and around. When the shoulders go up, you're inhaling. As the shoulders go back and down, you're exhaling. Again, link the movement with the breathing. And then when the shoulders go to the ears, you're going to reverse. Exhale as you go down. Inhale as you go up. Link the movement with the breathing. I keep on saying that because we're doing a moving meditation. That is what the yoga routine essentially is. And then bring the shoulders to the center. Trunk rotation is dropping down to the right, down and around. As you go down and around, the back is straight and reaching out. And you're exhaling. As the trunk goes to the top, you're inhaling. Link the movement with the breathing. Say it again. Very important. And you're just focused on the breathing. And that allows the movement to become a moving meditation. And then when you go to the top, you're going to reverse. Exhale as you go down. Inhale as you go up. Again, and I'll say it again, link the movement with the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. That heightens your awareness and lets you know what's going on in the body, what's being stretched, what you're feeling. You're experiencing the movement. You're not doing the movement. That's why it's a moving meditation. Then we go to the top, bring yourself to center. And now half spinal twist. So left hand's on the right knee, right arm goes up. So think of the spine, pull yourself straight up. Then you twist, palm goes to the floor, so the back, arm is straight, and it's against the back. And make sure the head is twisting. Very important. It's easy to forget to twist the head in this pose. Now in this pose, it makes you aware of subtleness, because when you inhale, the belly swells with air, and it pushes you out of the pose slightly. Then when you exhale, the belly goes in, and you go back into the pose. Let that movement happen. Become aware of that movement, and just focus on the breathing. And what happens is when you're off the yoga mat, you're aware of subtleness. That's what you're learning in this pose. Becoming aware and aware of subtleness. Then go ahead and release, back to center. Other side, right hand's on the left knee. Left arm goes up, pull yourself up. Then you twist, palm goes to the floor, so the back arm is straight. And it's against the back. And make sure the head is twisting. And you're focused on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. And make sure the head is twisting. And again, when you inhale, the belly swells with air and it pushes you out of the pose. Let yourself be pushed out. And when you exhale, the belly goes in and you go back into the pose. Let this movement happen. Allows you to become aware of subtleness. Allows you to let go. No more control, no more judgment. Let go. Let the movement happen. Make sure the head is twisting. Let me go ahead and release. Back to center. And go back in front. Now for the yogic seal, you're going to reach behind you. Grab the left wrist with the right hand. And you lean forward. As you lean forward, your forehead is going towards the floor or is to the floor. And you're sealing in all the benefits of the yoga poses, keeping the peace that you gained through the rest of the day. Then go ahead and bring yourself back up. Hands go back in front. Maybe they're to your knees. Maybe they're in your lap. Maybe you're leaning back. Maybe your back is against the wall. Doesn't matter. Wherever you are is where you are. Just accept it. And in this pose, we're going to focus on the breathing. You're going to watch yourself breathe. And you do that by watching the belly go in and out as you inhale, exhale. As you inhale, the belly swells slightly with air. And when you exhale, the belly goes in. You watch that, or you bring your focus to the tip of the nose and watch the air go in and out. Pick one and stick with it. And just watch it. Now, you're already breathing automatically, so you're not going to control the breathing. And many times, that's what we end up doing. We'll watch it, and then we'll start controlling it. And when you realize you're controlling it, let go and just watch it. And what will happen is you'll start to think about other things. And when you realize you've been thinking about other things, don't judge it. Just simply bring your focus back to your breathing. And it will happen again. And just bring your focus back to the breathing. And it'll happen again. And just bring your focus back to the breathing. It's a process. And what happens is that eventually you realize you are not your thoughts, or the thing that's watching your thoughts. So we're going to stay here just a little bit longer. So just watch yourself breathe. Bring your palms together. Namaste. That's it. That's number 162 YouTube Live Yoga Routine. And I will see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. So, namaste. Peace and love.